So, welcome all of you. Let's start the discussion on today's newspaper. So, first news we shall focus on the ongoing conflict in West Asia between Iran and USA. So, here Iran says no talks while US breaches interim deal, low keying it, says Donald Trump. So, Iran and the US are not engaged in talks, and Tehran will not start them as long as Washington keeps breaching an interim deal signed in June. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Arghachi said on Sunday, adding that messages are being exchanged via intermediaries. So, remember in the month of June, an interim deal was signed basically between Iran and USA, known popularly as the uh, Islamabad deal. So, the Iran is basically accusing USA that USA is not keeping the terms of the deal. So, the statement was given by the Foreign Minister of Iran, Mr. Abbas Arghachi. So, Mr. Arghachi repeated Iran's position that an agreement on the Strait of Hormuz between Tehran and Muscat was in the final stages but would not reopen the strategic waterway. Basically, he was talking about the status of the Strait of Hormuz. So he says that a talk is going on between basically Iran and Oman regarding the opening of Strait of Hormuz, and he said that the talks are on the final stages. However, he denied that the strait will not be opened till the time any agreement is reached. On the other hand, the US President Donald Trump said on Sunday that his administration is watching economic pressure mount on Iran, according to an interview with Axios. We are low keying it. Trump was quoted as saying, "We are only semi negotiating with them. We are just watching Iran with its huge inflation and the fact that they have no money." So basically, US President Donald Trump said that they are also not engaging Iran on any direct talks basis, and basically the strategy of USA is to economically cripple Iran, and he says that the inflation in Iran is going high and Iran is losing all its money. So he's waiting for the time that, as per him, the US is waiting for the time that Iran economically crumbles and ultimately accepts to the deal or terms of the USA. On Friday, a US official said that an agreement between Iran and Oman was closed and could soon reopen the waterway. So basically, a statement was given by a US official that the talk which was going on between Oman and Iran regarding the Strait of Hormuz is almost final, and the Strait of Hormuz will be open very soon. However, this is contradictory to what the Iran's foreign minister said, that till now the Strait of Hormuz is not open yet. So he says that once the deal is announced to restore commercial shipping without impediments, the US will lift the blockade on Iranian ports. So basically, presently, US has put blockade over the Iranian ports, and he said the moment commercial shipping will begin from the Strait of Hormuz, those blockades will be lifted. US actions would be tied to Iran's implementation of its commitments. The comments indicated delicate sequencing towards a deal that sources said appeared to be set to give Tehran control over the ships entering the Gulf through the strait, something shippers said was not easily workable. The latest status of the agreement was not clear, and Iran's response suggested other factors would also come into play. Arghachi said reopening the strait would depend on conditions, including US compensation to Iran for its widespread attack. So, see, there is a widespread confusion. So basically, US is saying that first Iran needs to open the strait and then it will lift the blockade, while Iran is saying until US does not pay for the compensation, that Iran is accusing that the attack which US carried out on Iranian soil caused widespread loss to Iran. Until the time Iran does not compensate for it, the Strait of Hormuz will not be open. The secretary of Iran's top national security body, Mohammad Bakir Julkadar, also listed ending US threats against Iran, stopping aggression against Iran, and its Lebanese, Palestinian, and Yemeni and Iraqi allies. He said other conditions are also there for opening of Strait of Hormuz. Number one, that US has to promise that in future it will no longer never attack Iran, and not just Iran. In fact, the allies of Iran also, like that in Yemen, Palestine, Iraq, and Lebanon. The Secretary of Iran's top national security, okay, that we have discussed. Okay. The UAE said on Saturday that Iran had attacked a ship affiliated to its state oil company. Iran strikes on Strait of Hormuz shipping have been coupled with increased attacks by its Yemen-based allies, the Houthis, who have targeted ships at another choke point on the other side of Arabian Peninsula between the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. So basically, the countries in the Middle East, they are accusing Iran of attacking their assets in the region and the ships which are passing through the Strait of Hormuz. And not just Iran, even its allies. For example, in Yemen, the allies of Iran are the Houthis. In Lebanon, in Lebanon, Iran is backing a group called Hezbollah, and in Palestine, they are back in Gaza, they are backing the Hamas. So they are the allies of the Iran, and they are also carrying out attacks in their respective regions on the over the allies of USA. The Houthis also declared a naval blockade against Saudi Arabia in the Red Sea last month in response to what they said was a Saudi seize on them in Yemen, an allegation denied by Riyadh. So basically, Houthis have also declared that they will blockade the Saudi Arabian seas in the Red Sea. The Houthis said they had attacked Saudi Aramco's Zazan refinery on Sunday, 2 days after the kingdom signed a defense pact with Turkey and Pakistan in response to growing regional instability from the US Israel war on Iran. So, Houthis have basically claimed that they have attacked the basically petroleum reserve sites of Saudi Arabia, and this is just few days after Saudi Arabia signed a military pact with Pakistan and Turkey. The Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan said the new alliance was not directed against Iran or any other country, but rather served as a general pledge to support security. The allies would decide through consultation what degree, form, and format of support they would ask for in the event of an attack. So basically, the Turkish government they clarified that the alliance which was signed between Iran, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Turkey, it's not directed against any country and especially against Iran. It is for general security of the region, and what response the countries will give to any attack over any partner of the ally will depend on a case to case basis. So this is all. This is an update about the ongoing conflict in Iran. Now the next news is from the field of sports. So it says that India's jumpers really make a global podium, but on Saturday they did it twice at the Under 20 World Championship in Eugene, USA. So there is a World Championship going on where in Under 20 World Championship is going on where in Eugene in United States of America. So there two Indian jumpers, basically Basant Kumar, he became the first he became the first Indian high jumper to win a medal at under 20 worlds, claiming silver. So who is that person? His name is Basant Kumar. He is 19-year-old, and Shahnawaz Khan, also 19-year-old, followed with bronze in the long jump, becoming the first Indian male long jumper to reach the podium at the championships. So before that, when we are talking about jumpers, so there are two jumping events. One is the high jump, other is the long jump, and never in the world championship of these two events India has won any medal. So for the first time in the under 20 category, two Indian jumpers, basically Basant Kumar in high jump category and Shahnawaz Khan in long jump category. So Basant Kumar won a silver medal in high jump, and Shahnawaz Khan won a bronze medal in long jump. Where? At the World Championship. And where it is being held? It is being held in Eugene, USA. Now, with these two medals, along with Ashish Yadav's silver in the javelin, India equaled its best ever haul at the Under 20 World Championship, matching the tally from the 2021 and 2022 edition. So, apart from Mr. Basant Kumar and Shahnawaz Khan, India has won another medal. So Ashish Yadav, he won a silver medal in the javelin throw. In javelin throw, we have achieved success in the past also. Just in the recently held Commonwealth Games, Indian javelin thrower uh, uh, Neeraj Chopra, he won the silver medal. Basant, who is coached by former national record holder Shahana Kumari, equaled his personal best with 2.21 meter, but lost gold to Algeria's Younes Ayachi on countback. A big moment for him and the country. So basically, Basant, in high jump, he basically his mark was 2.21 meter, and he was being coached by former national record holder Shahana Kumari. Now talking about Shahnawaz Khan in long jump, he scored a personal best of 8.3 meter this season, but it is his personal best 8.3 meter. So when he recorded his personal best, since that day only it was expected that he will be winning a medal for India soon, but this time he was not able to basically beat his own personal best, and he ended up a score of 7.87 meter, but still he was able to win a bronze medal. So this is the news from sports. So two names, Basant Kumar and Shahnawaz Khan, who have become basically India's first jumpers, high jump and long jump respectively, to win medals at the World Championship being held at Under 20 World Championship being held at Eugene, USA. Okay, now let's move to next news. Now, next news is the Supreme Court Collegium has recommended names of Chief Justice of Patna, Calcutta, Bombay, and Punjab and Haryana High Courts. It recommended that Bombay High Court Acting Chief Justice Ravindra Vittal Rao Ghugge be appointed as the Chief Justice of the Calcutta High Court. Delhi High Court Justice V. Kameshwar Rao's name has been proposed as Chief Justice of Patna High Court, and Allahabad High Court Judge Mahesh Chandra Tripathi has been recommended as Chief Justice of Bombay High Court. The Collegium met on August 6, decided to recommend Acting Chief Justice of Punjab and Haryana High Court Ashwani Kumar Mishra as the Chief Justice of the court. It also recommended transfer of Orissa High Court judges Manish Ranjan Pathak and Krishna Ram Mohapatra to Gujarat High Court. See, the names are not very important, but you have to understand how the Chief Justice of the High Courts are appointed, and we also have to understand the transfer process of High Court judges. See, the Constitution simply says that the Chief Justice of a state High Court will be appointed by the President of India, on consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the governor of the state. So these are the conditions mentioned in the Constitution. Now the question comes: Can the word what is the meaning of the word consultation? Is the consultation with the Chief Justice of India binding over the President or not? So for this, there were series of cases which under which Supreme Court has basically interpreted the meaning of the word consultation, and these cases are called judges cases. They are called judges cases. So the first judges case, it was basically 1982. In this case, Supreme Court of India said that the word consultation is not binding over the President of India. So, word consultation is just recommendatory in nature, while the President will have to will have the discretion of his own to appoint anyone as the Chief Justice of the High Court. However, the second judge's case 1993, the Supreme Court reversed its earlier judgment and said that the word consultation is binding over the President of India. And then in the third judge's case 1997, Supreme Court said yes, the word consultation with the Chief Justice of India will be binding over the President of India, but it will not be consultation with the Chief Justice alone. It will be a consultation with Chief Justice. Now, for understand, for appointment of Supreme Court judges, it will be Chief Justice of India plus four other senior most judges of the Supreme Court. And for High Court Chief Justice, it will be Chief Justice of India plus two other senior most judges of the Supreme Court. Now, this group of CGI and four senior most judges, and here CGI and two senior most judges, is called collegium. Is called collegium. And this process of appointment of judges in the Supreme Court and the High Court is called basically the collegium system. Is called the collegium system. And for transfer of judges from High Court, this collegium again consists of the Chief Justice of India and four other senior most judges. And for transferring of High Court judges, the consultation with the two High Court, the Chief Justice of two High Court, one from where the judge will be transferred and the one from where to which the judge will be transferred to, their consultation is also required. So this is called the collegium system. So this you have to understand this polity part of this. So names are not very important, but yeah, you have to understand the polity part of it. Now, for appointment of other judges of High Court, the President needs to consult the CGI plus the two senior most judges, the Chief Justice of the High Court, and the Governor of the state. This is for the appointment of other judges of the High Court. For appointment of the Chief Justice, this of course this factor will not be there. Only these two factors will be there. But for appointment of other judges of High Court, even the Chief Justice of the High Court is also consulted by the President of India. Okay, so let's move to the next news now. Now the next news is invasive species spawns India's first fisherman-driven removal initiative. Now, what are invasive species? Basically, these are species which do not belong to the natural habitat of a place. For example, there is let's say this habitat here. So, if a species which has been brought from outside, this will be called as an invasive species. Now, the news says the Ujjani Reservoir, once famous for its high quality freshwater fish, is now battling an ecological crisis triggered by an invasive alien species, the sucker mouth catfish, tilapia, and African catfish. So basically, the invasive species they are not good for the local biodiversity. Basically, they destroy the local biodiversity, and they start propagating or populating at a very high speed. So this is what we are seeing here also. The Ujjani Reservoir near Pune. Basically, it was once famous for its very high quality, local fresh water fish. But now, because of two invasive species, which are those, one is the sucker mouth catfish, tilapia, and African catfish. Because of this, the local fish population is now declining. It's an ecological crisis. These foreign fish have decimated native biodiversity, collapsed local fish population, and put the livelihood of thousands of fishermen at risk. Now, because of these two alien invasive species or of fish, the local fish population is now declining. The biodiversity is going down. It is not just impacting the local biodiversity, but it is also impacting the livelihood of thousands of fishermen who are dependent upon this. In response, the Bombay Natural History Society has launched an active removal and native restocking program, marking India's first such community-driven initiative. So there is a society called Bombay Natural Society, Bombay Natural History Society. So they are a society which work for the nature. So what they are doing now, they are restocking the local fish population, and basically now they are basically now they are removing the population of these two alien fish species, which are those: the tilapia fish, which is a sucker mouth catfish, and the African catfish. Speaking to the Indian Express, now this is the first time it is being done in the country where the alien species is being removed and the local species is being restocked. Now, speaking to the Indian Express, the Dr. Unesh Katave, basically echologist at BNHS, said the suckermouth catfish is native to Amazon River in South America and entered India through global aquarium trade. So this suckermouth catfish, if it is not local to the Ujani Reservoir, so from where it has come? He said it has come from the Amazon River in South America. Amazon, which is the largest river in South America, not just South America, in the world, in fact. So this catfish is local from that river. And how it came to India? It entered India through global aquarium trade. As the fish is put to clean aquariums, and when they grow in size and become a menace to other fishes, instead of killing them, they are usually dumped into canals and streams or rivers. Once in the wild, the species locally nicknamed the helicopter fish for its unusual appearance proved highly destructive. So these fish are also locally known as helicopter fish because of their look. So what they do, they destroy the local fish population. It feeds on fish eggs, burrows into river banks and earthen check dams while outcompeting native bottom feeders. So whatever the fodder is available, these catfish, they feed on them, basically denying the local population of any fodder or feed. That since the fish is not fit for the human consumption, fishermen would simply throw it back into the reservoir or discard it as waste. So this fish, basically this catfish, is not good for human consumption. So fishermen, even if they catch it, they throw it back into the water. The scale of the takeover is stark. Over 2 decades ago, one used to find only native fish in Ujani, but now around 97% found are alien fish that include suckermouth catfish, tilapia, and African catfish, and the rest, just 3%, are native fish. So, just 20 years ago, in the Ujani reservoir, 100% of the fish were local fish, native fish. But now, 97% of the fish population is just the catfish, which is your tilapia or the African catfish. Only 3% is now local catfish. Of the 97% alien population, the sucker mouth catfish alone accounts for roughly 30 to 40%. The species burrowing habit used for breeding is also weakening the reservoir's infrastructure. For breeding, these fish had to create burrows along the river bank, which eventually is eroding the Bhima river bank and has the potential to create structural damage to the earthen dam walls. So, for example, like this is a river like this. So these fish, for breeding, what they do, they start digging hole in the burrows like this, in the river banks like this. So basically now it is weakening this structure also. Okay. So which river? It's Bhima river. So this reservoir is on which river? It is on Bhima river. The invasion has hit Bhigwan's fishing community hard. Bharat Malla fishermen from the Bhigwan side, over 20,000 fishermen, traders and transporters and laborers depend on the reservoir for their livelihood, and all of them are now under threat. So not just ecological problem, it is also economical and social problem. That livelihood is under stake here, under threat here. Just around 5 years ago, we used to get surprised to see suckermouth catfish in our nets because of its strange appearance. So just 5 years ago, they said it was a strange finding suckermouth catfish. But now see, 97% fishes are now from that quality only. So these are some of the anecdotes which have been given. So what we have to understand here is, so these catfish, they are alien invasive species from the Amazon river. They are basically destroying the local fish population, and it's not just ecological problem but economical and social problem also. And for the first time in India, BNHS, that is the Bombay Natural History Society, they are taking initiative to basically restock the local fish population and basically withdraw or destroy the population of these catfish. Okay, so let's move to next news now. Now this is again a very important news regarding at-home invite. So every year on 15th of August, President of India, she invites certain guests to the President's house for the celebration of the Independence Day. Now this year, which will be the basically 18th Independence Day, so President has invited around 650 guests for her at-home invite. Now, in the at-home invite, which has gone from the president's house to these 650 guests, now there have been handicraft items from 4 states which are part of the invitation kit. So here it says like Didon Daimari, an environmental conservationist working in Assam's Udalguri for over 12 years, recently received a white bag from Rashtrapati Bhavan. The parcel comprised some rare craft items and an invite to participate in the at-home reception hosted by President Draupadi Murmu on August 15. So one of the invitees, his name was Didon Daimari. He is an environmental conservationist who works in Assam's Udalguri. Now, Daimari is among around 650 guests, including over 100 eminent citizens invited to the 18th Independence Day high tea. Also on the list is Hemlata Suryavanshi from Ujjain for participating in the Yuva Abda Mitra training program, and Lays Tashi Namgyal, fondly called Yakzi, who has worked towards community welfare. So these people who have worked for the community, they have been invited to the president's at-home invite. Officials said the focus of this year's high tea is to highlight the heritage and traditions of 4 states: Maharashtra, Goa, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. So basically, in the invite, the traditions of these 4 states have been basically displayed. So be it the menu, decor, or performance, everything will have a touch of Central India. So this year the theme is around the Central India. And which 4 states? Maharashtra, Goa, MP, and Chhattisgarh. The specially curated menu includes Potilyu from the Konkan region, comprising rice flour parcel filled with coconut and jaggery. So Petolio is a dish from Konkan region, which is basically Maharashtra and Goa. Then there is a mini fada from Chhattisgarh, Khamang Kagdi from Maharashtra, and Jabalpur's Gatpat, a tangy mix of potatoes and tomatoes sorted in ghee from Madhya Pradesh. So these are in the menu, these 4 items are there. What are those? Petolio, it is from the Konkan region, which is basically like a rice parcel filled with coconut and jaggery. Then there is something called mini fada from Chhattisgarh, Khamang Kakadi from Maharashtra, and Jabalpur's Gatpat. The invite bag, designed in collaboration with the National Institute of Design Ahmedabad, showcases several environmental practices and conservation initiatives from the 4 states. Its outer cover is inspired by the Kavi art of the coastal Konkan region. So this art which you are seeing here, it's called Kavi art. Kavi art is from which region of India? It is from the Konkan region. Okay. A wrought iron bell is attached to the address slip, which has been handcrafted by the tribal ironsmiths in the Bastar using recycled scrap iron. So there is the iron bell also attached here. So who has made this iron bell? It is made by basically by the ironsmiths from the Bastar region, and they have made it using the scrap iron. The bag also contains a hand woven Maheshwari stole that will be used to welcome the guest upon arrival. So this stole you are seeing, it is called Maheshwari stole, and it will be used to welcome the guest upon their arrival. It also includes a display frame featuring figurines handcrafted using Laushil or Pitwa art. So this you are seeing here, it is called Laushil or law means basically iron, Laushil or Pitwa art, a world renowned tribal craft from Bastar. So this Pitwa art is also from Bastar. Pitwa art is also from Bastar. So 2 art we saw here. One is the Kavi art from the Konkan region and the Pitwa art from the Bastar region. Bastar, where is Bastar? Bastar is in Chhattisgarh. Mirroring the daily life and culture of local tribe, this eco-friendly art form transformation recycled scrap iron into minimalist sculpture. A pair of azulio tiles in the back depicts Goa's Khajan lands. So these two tiles which you are seeing, these they what they depict? They depict Goa's Khajan land, which are community managed coastal wetlands reclaimed from mangrove forest. So what are Khajan lands famous for? Basically, they are coastal wetlands which are managed by the community or local community out there, and they have been reclaimed from the mangrove forest. Developed centuries ago, this ancient agro-aqua ecosystem uses an intricate network of dikes, embankments, and sluice gates to control tidal river water, preventing salt water from flooding crops while supporting paddy cultivation, fishing, and salt panning. So these are the basically agricultural practices in the coastal area. So how the community out there has been using the local methods, they have been supporting agriculture and fishing in that part of in that coastal area, that is being basically depicted by this agulio tile which you see here. Beneficiaries of certain central government schemes, including Pradhan Mantri Matsya Kisan Samriddhi Yojana, Dharti Aba Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan for tribal welfare, and Gen Next support for innovative startups by the Ministry of Electronics and IT, have also been invited to the Haiti. Earlier this year, the Republic Day at Home focused on the vibrant heritage and the handicraft of the 8 northeastern states. So this is for this year's Independence Day. So earlier on the Republic Day, when this at home invite was given, at that time the focus or the theme was on the northeastern state, but this time the theme is on the central India, the 4 states which we have talked about. In 2025, the Independence Day at Home reception hosted by the President was themed around the cultural heritage of Eastern India, highlighting crowds from Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, and West Bengal. So last year in the Independence Day, when this at home invite was given, the theme was centered around the Eastern India, basically the states of Odisha, Jharkhand, Bihar, and West Bengal. So this year it is the Central India, the 4 state, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Goa, and Chhattisgarh. In the Republic Day, the focus was on the 8 northeastern state, and we have also talked about the various art forms which are being basically presented or showcased during this at home invite of the President of India during the 80th Independence Day. So that's all for today's news. Thank you. We will continue tomorrow.